Welcome to Sunday evenings and welcome to the Shanghai International Circuit here in the Jiading district of Shanghai in China. That is where we are this evening for, well, let's put it this way, for round number 8 of Map Built Racing. Here we are, a couple of people out already. Palang is out. Already on track in the Red Bull on those hard compound tires. So he is just deciding just to do a bit of testing. Is the good old Palang. Goes a bit wide there, but there we go. Look at that beautiful Red Bull. Yes, we are here in China. This 3.38 mile circuit, 5.4 kilometers, 16 turns in total. Ladies and gentlemen, very much a very sweeping, fast corners, few kind of really hard braking zones, like turn 5, which we just went into there, but also the turn 14, the hairpin at the tail end of this particular circuit. So we will keep an eye out on that. A few things that we'll cover off as we go through, but let's see who can do. We had a fantastic race in Singapore. Just a week or so ago. It was superb. That is the key, so we'll keep an eye on a few of the drivers there that were going live. Welcome to everybody who is watching this evening. On board with Palang. And here's Palang on the outlap there in his Red Bull. Let's see what he can do. Let's just clear the fastest lap detail out as Palang comes. It's not certainly going to be the quickest. Simon Pez and Ultimate Mustafa. F-Tronic on an outlap as well, but let's see what Palang can do. Sector 1, 25.3 seconds. As mentioned, very much a fast and flowing circuit. The corners weave as we go through here. You need some relatively high downforce. You don't want to compromise yourself too much with the long back straight and the main pit straight. So 2 DRS zones here at the Shanghai International Circuit, SIC. Palang already invalidates, so let's jump on board with F-Tronic. Trail breaking in, nicely done there. Hits the apex absolutely perfectly for F-Tronic. We'll call him Transformer for this evening. See who else we can give names to. We'll obviously cover off our lovely friends in terms of last week's races as well. We'll give you a bit of a view on results, etc. But driver standings, Flymaram is still championship leader. Manexito in second and Wayne in third place. This is, remember, Manexito won last week's race. So again, let's just bear that in mind in the Alpha Tauri. And in the team standings, Alfa Romeo with 177 points. Scuderia Alpha Tauri 172, Aston Martin 159 is where we are. So let's see what F-Tronic can do as he comes across the line. Manexito quickest at the moment, 132.1, and well, F-Tronic's abandoned. Here comes Han Solo in the Aston Martin, coming across the line on the medium compound tires. What does he do? 136.2. Cerebo second, Skittle third. Palang is still going out there. He's not invalidated this time, but let's jump to Simon Pez, who's coming around. The Anting banking. Don't worry, those words were not dubious at all. The Anting banking. Now he opens that DRS flap. Again on board, let's see what he can do. Mustafa's went within 1.5 seconds of Manexito. Coming to that hairpin, you want to hit it absolutely bang on, get the apex just right. Herman Tilke inspired circuit designed the track and the buildings between April and May 2003. Here comes across the line to Simon Paz. Does he go into provisional pole on 31.7, 4.5 tenths clear of Minexito Bloodaxe, the Bloodhound in the Williams. He is coming round sector 2 at the moment, just coming up to the hard braking turn number 11. Let's see what he can do. He's now coming on to the anti-banking. Feathers the throttle. Upshifts a little bit earlier, up into 8th. He is going to potentially compromise himself slightly on the run down, but let's see what he can do. Simon Pez is on provisional pole. Maram championship leader 1.8 seconds down. Palang has gone into 6th, 4.3 behind at present. Let's see what the Bloodhound can do. Coming into the hairpin. Maybe just cut a little bit off the track there, but all fair in love and war. Let's see what he can do as he comes across the line. Where is he going to end up? Is he going to go into the 34s? Yes, 134.8, 5th. And here is Kiwi. Key Wesley. We're just going to call you a New Zealander. You're a Kiwi. There's William from the Lofoten Islands. He is back, but let's see what Kiwi can do. He's got a car in front of him. Is he going to be able to get the slipstream from that? I think it's the Alpha Tauri in front. Yes, it is. Let's see what he can do as he comes down this long back straight. It just keeps going and going and going. 1.2 kilometres, 0.7 miles. Brakes now into that hairpin. Checks the mirrors. Nicely done. The Alpha Tauri is going to get out the way. Oh! Whoa! What happened there? Oh! Kiwi's out! He lost it coming out of the hairpin! There certainly wasn't any contact with the Alpha Tauri, but the Ferrari is out and will start last. Kiwi's been squashed into the barriers. Not a start that he would have wanted. Flymarm's now second, Alfa Romeo 1-2 as we speak at the moment. Let's see what William can do. Maybe missed the apex just slightly there. Nicely done though, coming through turns 8 and 9. 9 now, you want to hit it nicely, get the run into 10, you got to watch on the outskirts so you don't take too much of a line, it will invalidate you. $450 million this track cost to build, 2.6 billion local Chinese currency. It's both FIA grade 1 and 2, 1 for Grand Prix, 2 for International. Let's see what the Haas can do. 9 minutes left of the qualifying session. Still plenty of opportunity for people to improve. Unless you're the name of Palang who's out on the hards. I'm sure he'll put the softs on at some point. Nicely done there by William, hitting the brakes markers. What is he going to be able to do? Is he going to be able to go on to provisional pole position? That is the question. He may well be. He's going to be close enough to it. 131, 32, 31.9. He separates the Alfa Romeos. There's Mustafa in the McLaren. Right, let's jump back to F-Tronic Transformer. He bailed out of his first fast lap. Coming through 9 and 10 now. Powering that Ferrari into Sector 3. 52.2 at the end of Sector 2. Nicely done, anting banking. Never any spectators here. Ever. Nicely done. Up the gears. Into 8th gear. Or 7th. Now into 8th. Whereas we've seen other drivers go into 8th gear early on. Let's see what he can do as he comes now down to the hard braking of turn number 14. The light kink of 15 there, which is where his teammate Kiwi hit the barrier. Transformer swings round. Is he going to be able to go into the 32s? He will. Yes, he does. 132.9. 5th place for the Transformer. Mustafa is, well, very, very down. Womack's here in the Alpine, the soft compound tyre runner. Again, we're catching all the drivers coming through 9 and 10. Sees outlap at the moment. Palang is still there, going around. Sinful is weaving down that back straight. getting ready. We will do a lap on board the Shanghai International Circuit with our glorious leader, All Hail. Coming now down into that final corner, very easy to invalidate. Nicely done there. Comes on to the start-finish straight. And the first two bends that we're about to come up here, 115 miles an hour right-hand curve. So let's see. Drops it down into 6th gear, turn 1, and then turn number 2. Very quickly follows into 3 and 4. 1 or 2 a little bit more difficult, but there we go. 3 and 4 less complicated. But here goes the power now. You need to gain that speed down the following straight down here into turn number 5. Nicely done. Turn 6 there. Quite nice. 2nd gear right-handed hairpin. 7 and 8 now. This kind of left-right complex. And then we are coming now down into 9 and 10. Very easy to get on the curves and potentially lose the car. And Simple nearly did there, but he keeps it going. Now all the way down to turn number 11 and 12. Traction's low here. Menexito quickest, 131.4. Nicely done now. All the way down the straight. DRS available, 1.17 kilometres. 11 football pitches lead end to end, or 3.5 of the world's biggest aircraft carriers. Turn 14, hairpin, 2nd gear, prime overtaking spot. Nicely done there from Simple. Looking to now floor it as he comes through. 15. 16 the last corner, 4th gear left-hander, quick tap on the brakes, absolutely floored it, don't run too wide on the outskirts. He is going to go into the 33s, 33.976. Down the pit straight, there is a lap of the SIC. And there's our current provisional pole sitter. The AlphaTauri won at Singapore, lots happened at Singapore. Many drivers gave up the opportunity to try and get that win. Lots of contact into the walls. Couple of safety cars as well. Cerebo up to 10th place in the McLaren. Nicely done there. Palang is still going around on those hard compound tyres. He may put the softs on at some point. Who knows? We shall see. As he comes across the line again. And he spun it. Not a surprise. Bloodhound's invalidated. Cerebo's invalidated. Skid Solo's on the medium still. Simple's there. Let's see Womax what he can do. He's coming around now. The Anting banking coming now through 13. Will they open that DRS? Is he actually on a quick lap? He's got no ERS left. William is there. Ftronic Transformers in the pits in 5th. Flymaram Championship leader in 4th. William in 3rd in the Haas. Simon Pez. We'll call you Checo. And Menexito in the pits. 4 minutes to go here. Womax will come into the pits. Skid Solo comes across the line. Let's just jump on board with him. Let's see a lap in the Aston Martin. 267 metres from pole position to turn 1, so definitely the opportunity to overtake there. 54% of the lap is full throttle. And the longest fly section, 1,400 metres. 51 gear changes per lap. Pit lane loss, 17 seconds. So not as much as Singapore, but still there. It isn't uncommon for rain. Who knows what will happen, because it is looking that little bit cloudy. Skid Solo. He's not skidding at the moment. Han Solo, the man. Oh, he nearly did there. It was Curse of the Commentator at that point. Well, let's see what he can do. Half a second down on his best time, so he's not going to necessarily improve this lap. Certainly not there. And Cerebo is, well, had a little bit of an off there. Where is he? He's coming through the 7, 8 and 9 complex. He has a Haas behind him. And the Haas is William from the Lofoten Islands in Norway. and for those that were on last week, may not be from Norway, but I am telling him he is. Iftronic Transformers is on his out lap. This will probably be his final lap. William down at the moment. Let's see. Let's stay on board with the Ferrari. Let's see what Optimus Prime can do. Not a lot if he goes that deep in his quick lap, but he is on an out lap. Full ERS charge on the battery. Optimus Prime now comes and starts his lap. DRS wide open down the pit straight. He's looking speed of 132.986. He needs a second to go above Fly Marum. Comes into 1 and 2. Remember, you run 2 wide out through 1. You can sweep into 2. Run 2 tight through 1. That can compromise 2, 3 and 4. Slightly off camber. Nicely done. Now flying through turn 5, which is just a little kink. Still full throttle. Coming now down into 6. He's got a car ahead of him. He's going to have to get out of the way. It's one of the Aston Martin. It's one of the Alfa Romeos, and maybe just put him off there. Optimus Prime got a little bit eager on the throttle and into turn number 6. Just cut the corner slightly. William in the Haas. Let's see what he can do. He's only half a second off provisional pole. A quarter of a second off a front row place. Can he get it? Splitting the Alfa Romeos at present. Down into 6. Doesn't make the mistake that Optimus Prime made. That was Iftronic. Sweeping through now. 7. And 8. The Red Bull gets out of the way. That'll be Palau with somebody else off. At that point, it's Aston Martin. Now into 9 and 10. Nicely done. Let's see where he is at the end of Sector 2. Is he going to be able to improve on that 131? He is fractionally up. He's going to run wide, and that's going to compromise him completely. He's not going to be able to improve. Loses the traction coming through the anti-banking. The championship leader now lining up on his outlap. Williams not going to get the opportunity to charge the battery. Here comes the championship leader in his Alfa Romeo. What can he do? Remember, Monexito is also on an outlap. Iftronic is retired as he comes through the pit lane. Let's see what Marum can do. It's Maroon 5 in the Alfa Romeo. We'll keep an eye on Monexito. We will keep an eye on Samapez as well. He's 3/10 quicker coming through Sector 1 into Sector 2 at the present moment. Let's just go back to Marum. Let's see what he can do. Coming to the end of Sector 1, fractionally up, but not materially. It could put him to 3rd, but his teammate is flying right now. Qualifying is over. Monexito, let's see what he can do. Coming to the end of Sector 1, 1/10 down. So at the moment, Samapez is the man making moves. It is the movers and shakers. Let's see what can happen. Coming down that long pit straight, he is the lead runner at the moment on the final set of qualifying laps. Let's see what he can do. Has he hit the apex? Slightly misses it, but looking to get the turn in there. Nicely done. Is he going to be able to keep it going into the final part? Doesn't get too greedy. Now floors it. Can he beat a 131.4? Yes, he does! By a 1/10 of a second. Let's see what Monexito can do. 2.5 tenths down. This could be a pole for Alfa Romeo, but not the one you may be thinking of. William has gone for it. Marum is 7/100ths up. He's not going to improve, but is he going to be able to take 3rd on the grid? Yes, he does. It's an Alfa Romeo 1-3. Monexito is not going to improve. He was 2.5 tenths down. He's going to come across the line. Is he going to be able to beat it? No, he doesn't. He does not improve at all. And that, ladies and gentlemen, apart from Skid Solo, who's on the mediums, he goes in the pits, and there you go. It's an Alfa Romeo. Pole position for Samapez. Monexito lines up 2nd on the grid. Fly Marum goes up to 3rd late in the session. William in 4th in the Haas. Wumax 5th. Iftronic, Optimus Prime 6th. Mustafa in 7th. The Devil is in 8th. Sinning everyone. Bloodhound is 9th. Han Solo in 10th. Cerebo is 11th. Palang is 12th. And Kiwi departed early in his first lap. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow! There was an end to qualifying. That was a certainty. We will keep an eye on it as we do. But nicely done there. Simple coming through in 8th on the grid. But there we have it. It is Simon Pez in pole position. A 10th and a bit up on Menexito, who's 2nd in the championship. Our championship leader is starting in 3rd. William in 4th. Womack's 5th. F-Tronic in 6th. Mustafa is in 7th. Simple 8th. Bloodaxe 9th. Skid Solo in 10th. Put on the mediums for the whole thing. Didn't do a run on the soft. Cerebo in 11th. Palang just trotted around on the hard compound tyres. Kiwi in 13th. Didn't get the chance to set a lap time due to a spin. It's all set up nicely for what can only be a superb race here at the Shanghai International Circuit. Northwest of Shanghai City. It was really raised through a lot of the money was spent with government-funded joint ventures, you would have expected. The site actually before was a swampland. So that was rice and paddy fields, and there's a lot of groundworks had to do. 18 months. Oh, it's cloudy. It's cloudy, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens in China. It can rain. There we go. We'll keep an eye out for it. Welcome everybody who is watching. But yeah, rice and paddy fields, 18 months, 3,000 workers every single day completed the facility. 200,000 capacity. It's never really reached it ultimately, but the track is inspired by Chinese culture. It is the Shang symbol, the overall configuration. Do kind of have to question it, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready. We're in 5 red lights, and we are underway here at Shanghai. It's a great start from the Menexito, but Simon Pez does get there. Weimar has made a horrendous start. Sorry, not horrendous, an amazing start. That is it. He's into the lead already. He flew off it, and all the way off the turn. Menexito getting a little bit loose and leery coming out of turn number 2. Menexito was the one to lose out there. F-Tronic has jumped up from 6th to 4th. Womack stays in 5th. William has dropped in Simple now up to 7th. Palang is staying there as well. And look at this. That's Simon Pez running slightly wide in the Alfa Romeo. That'll have compromised him slightly, but the championship leader already 1.1 seconds. 3rd on the grid, already up to 1st by the first corner. He didn't make a horrendous start. He made a brilliant start. Skid Solo and Bloodhound are battling it out in 9th and 10th as they come through. Everybody has got through cleanly. Kiwi's had a little bit of a moment, but he's there. William is past. Womack's and Simple's looking to go up the inside as well of his teammate. Alpines don't take each other out. Palang's looking to go round the outside of the two of them. There is Womack. Look to the left. You've got a Red Bull off Palang. Oh, he's passed him off! Oh, he's taken him out! Oh, that's going to be in the stewards. He was looking, Palang obviously just had overspeed from Simple and bounced into him. That wasn't good. The two McLarens run in 9th and 10th. Womack will be fuming in that Alpine. But it is an Alfa Romeo 1-2 as we speak. Menexito in 3rd. F-Tronic doing well in 4th. And William up into 5th with Simple in 6th place. Wow. There's an opening lap. There are the tyres. Medium and hards. Even split throughout the field. 5 runners on the hards. The other 8 on the mediums. Kiwi has gone in. Fabian is joining us. One of my good friends from another couple of leagues. Fabian in the Netherlands. But yes, what a superb opening lap from the Alfa Romeos 1 and 2. Simon Pez will be looking to keep hold of his teammates. And well, Mr. Simba, what did you just watch? Well, I can tell you right now, at this point, a lap ago, the Red Bull and the Alpines were fighting. Palang, well, Palanged Womack's off the track. That is what happened. Menexito in third place. Remember, he gained a lot of points on Flymarum, the championship leader at Singapore. He is third at the moment. The key is the tyres. He is on the hards. Scottish Ninja has arrived. William has gone up into fourth place. He has overtaken F-Tronic. Optimus Prime has fallen down into fifth place. Remember, DRS will now become active at the start of lap 3. The McLarens, and hello Mandy as well, the McLarens 9th and 10th. Womack's in 11th, fallen down after he was palanged into the barrier coming off of turn number 13. Simple beginning to drop back there. 2 seconds behind the Manexito in third, but it's now 0.8 of a second. Remember, the gap with Marum at the halfway point of lap 1 was 1.5 seconds. It's now 0.9 of a second. DRS will, as I said, he will get DRS coming down. Manexito's doing really well on those hard compound tyres. He could be looking to go to the softs at the end. Marum and Simon would need a considerable, probably 2 safety cars to allow them that opportunity to do it. But here we go. Let's see what Simon Pes. He's just down a second. DRS detection zone is here. Well, it's just coming up actually. The end of sector 2 was there. But he does seem to have a tighter line than Marum. Let's see now. Because Marum won't have DRS. Simon Pes shoots. As he comes down 0.7 of a second. Is the flap going to open? Yes! The flap is open. Then he's gaining on his teammate. The championship leader is in front of him. He's going to brake. Oh, I thought he was going to go into the back of him there. Mexico didn't have any DRS there, but Simon Pes will as he comes down that start-finish straight once again. He's not close enough to be able to make a move on his teammate at this point, but he will gain down that pit straight. And they are first to sixth all in one shot as they down into turn number 1 and 2. Fastest lap still Marum at the moment. Manexito needs to stay with these two. Palang in 7th. Sinful in 6th. He just got the overspeed coming out of turn number 13, and I'm not 100% sure if he was aware that Wumax was there, but he bounced him off into the grass. The next to 1.8 behind this man, Simon Pes, who is gaining. He was about 0.9 of a second behind at this point last lap. He's about 0.7 now. Let's see what he can do. Is it going to rain here in China? That is the thing. China. I've got the man, the Donald, next to me right now. He's a keen fan of China. He won't speak, but the Trump is a fan. He's a fan of the Banshee as well. Right, 0.8 of a second coming down. DRS wide open again on the Alfa Romeo skid solo. There's been contact between Han Solo and Palang coming round the Anting banking. We just seen it late. Not sure what happened there, but Han Solo has been Darth Vadered by Palang. Mustafa is there. Let's just jump back up. Simon Pes hasn't quite managed. He's still within that half a second. Palang is retired from the session. He's retired on track and skid solo. Oh, what happened? Palang's missing a wheel. Oh, we didn't catch what happened there. But we have a full safety car here at China. It is too early for the mediums and too early for the hards. But something has happened between Han Solo. He got his lightsaber out. And Palang's the one who is no longer racing. Pit stops, Mustafa and Han Solo coming in. A little bit of damage potentially for the Aston Martin. It's a bit of drama here. No front wing. Soft compound tyres on for skid solo. Kiwi. Keep going, Kiwi. Keep going. We'll call you Ron Weasley, Kiwi. He's not going to like me. Bloodhound is in 9th. Cerebo in 8th. Wumax. He was Palanged in 7th. It is a safety car. They will all be driving to the Delta. The safety car just before turn number 5. Optimus Prime up into 5th. This is going to budge in Han Solo. He's got a 5-second penalty for speeding under the safety car. Absolutely avoidable. But let's reflect on what has happened in the opening 4 laps of the race. Flymarum Championship leader started 3rd into 1st by the first corner. Simon Pez 2nd, Manexito 3rd, Manexito 1 in Singapore, remember. F-Tronic up into 5th place, Simple up into 6th. It was an Alpine battle with a Red Bull on lap 1. And one of the Alfa Romeos is pitted. He went very wide coming into the pits, but he is indeed pitting. Let's see what Simon Pez puts on. Can only think he's going to go for the hard compound tyres. That has to be the option for him. Putting on the sauce right now wouldn't work. Let's see what he does put on. It is the hard. It's the white wall tyre. Simple up into 3rd. William is pitting as well. Ron Weasley, Kiwi's got a drive-through penalty. First speed and hards go on for William. F-Tronic has got the hards as well. But the 2 Alpines and the Red Bull were battling through turn number 12 and 13. The Anting banking. Red Bull on the left, Alpine in front of him, Alpine to the right of him. He got massive overspeed coming off the Anting banking. Simple in front of him. Could have just got off the accelerator, but no! Turned right! Boom! Womack's into the barrier. Aside from that, it's been a relatively calm race. If you believe that, you'll believe anything. Marum catches the safety car. That's where we are at the moment. Who needs any other entertainment when you have the Mad Bull? Every Sunday, 5 o'clock UK time, 6 o'clock Central European time. Is the President of China a dictator? Very much so. He likes to go up hills and then throw people off them. Marum there. So, Simon Pez is pitted, put the hard compound tyres on. William is pitted. F-Tronic is pitted. Marum, Manexito and Simple haven't. So the championship leader right now on those medium tyres that have done 5 or 6 laps. Manexito 2nd in the championship. 2nd on track. Can see his rival, but crucially, he is on those hard compound tyres. So he has to stay out to make them work. He will be going on to the soft compound tyres towards the end of the race. We know that for a fact. And that should 100% be happening. Safety car will come in when the field tightens. We shall see. Do bring in thoughts, questions. Tell us a bit about your Chinese traditions. What you can also do, funnily enough, is you can actually give people Chinese names. Sinful is Zuni Shenzong. So our 3rd place man is Zuni Shenzong. There we go. So Checo Perez, who's in 4th, Simon Pez, I'm going to think that his name's Simon. Jimeng. There you go. Jimeng. That's what we like to see. Jimeng. But yes, Marum is leading. He is Malumo. There you are. See? Entertainment here on a Sunday evening. Entertainment on track. Entertainment from the commentary box. Let's see what will happen. The grid is still fairly... it's decent. We've got Ron Weasley though, who is just coming around at the moment. He should be going quickly to catch them. Safety car might come in at the end of this lap. We shall see. We shall see what is happening with that. Safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. Flymarum becomes the de facto safety car. He's got his nearest championship challenger behind him and Sinful behind him. Simon Pez has pitted and put on the hard compound tyre. He is looking to go to the end of the race, 21 laps or so. Let's see, Marum slows down. He can go whatever speed he likes. The rest of the field have to go with him. Sinful and Womax in the two Alpines, 3rd and 5th. Simon Pez from pole down to 4th. He has pitted, so has Williams, so has Eftronic in 7th. Optimus Prime looking to go. When will Marum go? Marum's gone already, coming out of the hairpin. Remember, no DRS until the start of lap number 10. Both Marum and Manexito ran wide coming out of the final corner, but he is beginning to gain. We'll stay on board with the AlphaTauri. There we go. Manexito, slightly different line to Marum, but Marum will get the slightly tighter line coming through turn 2 into 3 and number 4. Mustafa and Saribo, 8th and 9th, having a good little battle there. Eftronic and William and Womax there as well. Womax just dropping behind. Simon Pez has passed Simfo. Coming through turn 5, just getting better traction on those newer hard compound tyres. William and Womax have also passed, so Womax drops down into 6th place. He will surely be a target for Eftronic, but Manexito is right there with Marum. This is exactly what he wanted to see on those harder compound tyres. Mediums on Fly Marum. Is he going to be able to get a run down? He's got to watch because Checo Perez behind him. Is he going to make a move? No, he doesn't. Into 12, 11. Now looking at 12 and 13, the top 3 separated by 7/10 of a second. You can see them. Checo Perez looking to come up the inside of the Anting banking. He's going to get a great run. Let's have a look now at Checo on board with the Alfa Romeo. Manexito closing. He's going to look to go around the outside. There is Marum, the championship leader. And where is Checo Perez? He wasn't going to go on the inside, but he's going to get the old switcheroo in the AlphaTauri. Marum's going to be able to get a better traction though at this point. They're both going to look to go in. He's going to try down the pit straight. He's going to be on the outside for turn 1. And he comes across the line in the lead. Manexito leads, Marum 2nd, Checo Perez, his teammate, was almost looking up the inside as well. But that is not what Marum needed. He needed to keep Manexito behind. The advantage swings to the AlphaTauri driver in the Xbox. Simon Pez is also looking. Marum's going to need to get out of his way now though. He needs his teammate to go after Manexito. Simple staying within 1 second. Remember, DRS not active until the start of lap number 10. William in 5th. Optimus Prime is 6th. Mustafa in 8th. Han Solo in 9th. Still wondering what happened between Han Solo and Palang. But Manexito now, half a second clear. He's not running away with it, but Marum running slightly wide and deep. His teammate's now going to go past. He does. Those medium compound tyres beginning to go through those graining phases. He is struggling. It would have been the second heat cycle to go through them. But here comes Simon Pez. Remember, newer hards on the Alfa Romeo. About 3 laps old, 9 laps on Manexito's AlphaTauri. They're already using ERS. Remember, no DRS, but here he comes. Checo Perez, Samon is looking. It's getting tight. Is he going to go up the inside into the hairpin? Yes, he does. Sails through nicely. Will Manexito look to get the switcheroo? Gets a little bit on the traction. The rear kicks out a little bit. But Simon Pez goes back to the top of the standings as he now comes across the line with a 4/10 of a second lead. Marum now 8/10 behind Manexito. DRS now enabled. Simple there. Remember, William and Eftronic have pitted as well. They've got a pit stop advantage over the 2 cars in front of them. Unless there's a safety car towards the end of the race, they could go to the end. It will be slippery. Slippery oversteer could well be the order of course. Right, Han Solo in the pits. Blood Axe, Bloodhound up into 10th. Marum 9/10 of a second. Manexito now beginning to drop, and he's outside of the DRS range of Checo Perez. Simon there. Ron Weasley is on a 3-second time penalty. Perez, oh, he's been disqualified. He's ignored the drive-through penalty. Ron Weasley has gone. He has fallen. And there we go. Right, up to 11 runners. Manexito is going to have Marum within DRS range. And Ting Bang King. Let's see what he can do. He's using his ERS. And he'll be looking his 0.4 of a second. He should be able to gain that through the DRS. He has a very quick car, and you can see how he's gaining. He's going to be there before even the braking zone. He is indeed. The Manexito brakes slightly more. Sinful has been passed by William, and F-Tronic is beginning to gain on him as well. Mustafa and Womax have also been involved in overtaking opportunities. F-Tronic, let's go on board with him, as he's now looking to pick off the Alpine as they come down the start-finish straight. DRS for both of them. Much better traction for the Ferrari. He's going to look to go up the inside as we come now into turn 1 and 2. And Sinful looks to go round the outside, but doesn't quite manage it there. Gives them the space. Good to see Manexito down into third place at present. Back to an Alpha 1-2. Aston Martin, the 3 times champions, Constructors' Championship Season 4, looks like they could well be losing it to the Alfa Romeo. Still a long way to go though. We're not even halfway point in the season. William up into 4th, F-Tronic 5th. So Simon Pez in 1st, William and F-Tronic all pitted, all on newer hard compound tyres generated by that safety car. Manexito and Marum and Sinful, the 3 in the top 6 that have not yet pitted. So they will have to pit at some point. Simon Pez 1.3 ahead of his teammate. Manexito can he stay within DRS of his championship rival? Does seem to gain a bit, but then potentially just loses it as he comes through the Anting banking. Does he get DRS? He's using his ERS, you can see it there. Is he going to be able to switch on the rear wing? Yes, he does. He's not close enough though to be able to utilise it. That is going to be the problem for Manexito. F-Tronic has passed William from the Lofoten Islands. So F-Tronic now into 4th. He will be looking to go after Manexito, who had a little bit of a moment coming out of turn number 13 and then into 14. Runs slightly wide. He's going to watch that he doesn't get any time penalties or warnings. F-Tronic weaving in the background to try and break the DRS train. Oh, William behind him, Sinful 2.5 behind Womack, 6.9 behind Mustafa, and Cerebo further behind at this point as well. We're not even at half distance yet, and it's been action aplenty. Marum 1.9 behind Manexito, now beginning to just jump back to the thing again, runs slightly wide coming down into turn number 6. Got to keep a close eye on the warnings. You do not want to be in that position. Sector 2 starts just before turn 6. Runs through now, 1.1 behind. But this is where Manexito just seems to gain on Marum. 2.3 now the lead Simon Pez has out front. He's going to be out with DRS though, is Manexito. So far, nicely done. Nope, he will be outside that DRS range. F-Tronic is there as well. He's gaining though on Manexito, and this could be the next challenge for the man in second place in the championship. F-Tronic will have DRS. No, he doesn't. He was just outside it. But William behind him does. He's gaining. Not going to gain enough to be able to make an overtake and move into the hairpin. But F-Tronic, it is really this battle between second down through 5th at the moment. 4 cars. All on slightly different tyres, all different strategies as well. Marum and Manexito, medium and hard compounds. Run them since the start of the race. F-Tronic and William started on the mediums, put the hards on in the safety car. Followed the same strategy as Simon Pez did out front in the lead at the moment. Let's keep an eye though on this battle between 3rd, 4th and 5th at the moment. F-Tronic doing everything that he can. Up from his qualifying position, the McLaren's 8th and 9th, so bringing home some points for the McLaren team. 6/10 now behind Manexito. William gets a slightly better run, though, out of turn number 6. Gap 0.4 of a second. Second between Manexito and 3rd, and William in 5th. Again, let's keep an eye on what it is. Remember, newer hard compound tyres, they will start to go off. The grading phase of the mediums will be going through. If there was a safety car now, it would be difficult. Marum would put the hards on, obviously. But for F-Tronic, and William and Simon Pez. If there is another safety car, they want it to come towards the end. Oh, there is! Oh, William! Cheftronic's lost it coming through the anti-banking! Just lost the traction! You've got to watch! The hard compound tyres do not give you a lot of grip, and they have proved that, because Ftronic now 4 seconds behind, and he's going to lose even more. William up into 4th, chasing down Manexito. 2.5 though behind, so certainly something happened to William there. Flymarum continues to go, 3.4. And Cam, 3.4. Don't think I can do Cam. Manexito 1.5 now, behind Marum, who's 2nd. Simon Pez is in the lead, 3.4 seconds, slowly growing that. I sound like I'm commentating on darts or snooker. But the field is relatively spread, except Bloodhound and Han Solo at the back. Here we go, let's just keep an eye on both of them. Soft compound tyres on the Aston Martin of Han Solo, and Bloodhound has the mediums on. He'll get DRS, rear wing wide open on that Williams. Can he make a move into turn number 1? He goes for the inside and makes that move, but runs slightly deeper and wide, and there the Aston Martin of Han Solo comes back. He almost said, you go first. And he went with a little bit much speed in there. Lap 14, halfway through the race. Let's see what the second half of this race brings us. 4.2 now. Simon Pez generating about 8 to 9 tenths of a second in this one lap alone. Marum and Manexito and Sinful, top of the 3 of the top 6 that have not yet pitted. Let's see what Marum does. Championship leader, as it stands. Does he pit yet? No, he doesn't. He is continuing. So does Manexito. I wonder if he's going to keep going to try and get to maybe lap 21 and stick the softs on. Han Solo and Cerebo have passed. Cerebo's had a moment in the Anting banking because he is down into 11th. Bloodhound has passed him. Mustafa breaking. Womack 6.5 behind his teammate Sinful. It is all just beginning to... We reached boiling point. We're back to simmering. Do not worry. Boiling point will happen again soon. 4 seconds the gap now. It was about 4.4, so it has dropped slightly. Simon Pez in first, as it stands. Han Solo in the pits. Bloodhound has passed him. Cerebo has passed him as well. It's a beautiful sunny day here in China. It was cloudy at the start. There could have been rain, but there isn't. So let's just keep an eye on it. Marum looked as if the rear end of the car maybe got a little bit of a kick there. But Manexito still out with the DRS range at present. William, slowly. He's looking at a net second as it stands right now. Remember, he did pit Ftronic 5 seconds behind. William coming into the hairpin. Ftronic will be kicking himself. Let's just change this to gap 2, the leader. So remember, we were saying 17 seconds was the pit lane gap. Manexito is pitted. He's pitted before Marum. What does he put on? 12 laps to go. Is it the medium tyres for the Alpha Tauri? Right at the end of the pit lane. We're made to wait. 3, 2, 1. We shall see it now. It is. It's the medium tyres going on to the Alpha Tauri. He started on the hards. He's bailed before Marum. So there we go. So he falls down to 7 places behind Womax in the Alpine. So again, we'll keep an eye. He is 13 seconds behind this man, Ftronic. He is 18 seconds behind this man, William. He certainly lost more than 17 seconds, I can tell you that. Let's keep an eye on though. Does Marum pit this lap? Manexito has passed Womax. Coming into turn number 6, and the two of them are battling, but the medium shot Alpha Tauri, much better traction than the Alpine on the hards. Let's see, does Marum pit this lap? Does he follow his team, his championship rival? into the pits? That is going to be the key question. Coming down the back straight. 12 laps to go here in China. It's all still to play for. Braking done. Turns in nicely. Hits the apex. Does he go into the pits? The gap between him and Manexto is now 22 seconds. It's coming down. Yes, he does go into the pit lane. Now, does he put softs on? Or is he going onto the hards? It's too late for the hards. Let's just keep an eye out. William goes through. It's got to be the softs. Surely he's going to take the gamble on the softs. Yes, he does. The red walled soft compound tyre is going in. Sinful is also in. Manexito is about to come out of the pits and he's serving. Oh, there he is. He's coming out. Will he get out in front of his championship rival who's coming across the line? And does he? No, he doesn't. But he is on those soft compound tyres. Two Manexito's mediums. Sinful comes out. He's going to come out in about 8th place. Wumax is in 6th. Optimus Prime is in 3rd, but only 9 seconds ahead of Manexito. William is in 2nd. Checo Perez. Simon is in the lead. But let's keep an eye on that gap between Manexito and Flying Maram. 2.4 seconds as it stands. Remember, Manexito 2nd in the championship. Maram 1st in the championship. He needs to be ahead. But remember the soft compound tyres on that Alfa Romeo. The worry for Maram is, will he get to the end without significant tyre degradation? That is the challenge. See what he can do. The gap's still about 2.1 now, so it is coming down. 2.2. Let's see what he does coming through the Anting banking where he'll be getting a lot of grip. What he doesn't want to do is give up the grip in the early stages. Eat all his sweeties at once. But he is coming down. Manexito 23.5 behind the leader. We got a McLaren that spun. And that will be Cerebo. He'll be passed by, or maybe passed by Han Solo coming up, but Cerebo keeps going. Good to see that. In for a point at the moment. The pits for Ftronic. Ftronic's pitting, so he's obviously decided that he wasn't going to get those hard compound tyres to the end. Manexito takes fastest lap of the race, 134.3. Ftronic thought, I'm not going to get to the end on these, so I'm going to bail now. And he puts, what was the mediums on, I think is what he's put on. Let's just see if we were right. Yes, medium tyre is on for Ftronic. Question will be, so it's now 11 seconds of a gap between William and Manexito. Maram and Manexito 2.1. Maram has to see this out. If he wants to extend the lead in the championship, he needs to extend this. It's now 1.8. The gap. Han Solo and Bloodhound. Bloodhound in the pits. Cerebo in the pits as well. Manexito and Maram will be challenging each other very shortly. 1.6 now the gap. Not forgetting the leaders. But this is the battle. We want to keep an eye from the rear wing of the Alpha Tauri. 1.3 seconds. And remember, once he gets into DRS range, that's where we're going to see some of the challenge. Brakes nicely. Let's see what he can do. Lap 19, we're on. Maram fastest lap, 133.9, 134.3 was Manexito's, so time difference at the moment around about 0.4 of a second. 1.3 seconds it still stands at. Don't think they're going to look to fight for the win unless Simapez and William, those hard compound tyres go off. If Tronic couldn't get them to the end, or he thought going on to the mediums at this point for a two-stop strategy was the better option, he's chasing down Wumax at the moment. He's got Simple about 3-4 seconds behind him. But let's see what he can do at this point. Gap now 1.1. Will he get DRS though on this particular lap? Was he within a second at the detection zone? We'll see in a minute. We'll see now. No, he wasn't. Menexito survives to fight another day. Simon Pace comes all across the line, lap 20. Marum and Menexito battling. Wumax in 5th. Gap between F-Tronic and Wumax beginning to come down. It is about 3 seconds. 0.7 of a second though. We're on board with Marum, and look how much he is gaining, and he's putting pressure on second in the championship. McLaren and Mustafa had a little bit of a moment coming through the Anting banking, but back to a green flag. No yellow in sector number 3. "16 seconds they are behind the leader. They are gaining, and and to be fair, they're pulling each other along, which is good for them. But Menexito needs he will get DRS this lap. It's about 0.7 of a second. The gap DRS detection zone is here, so he will get it. He needs to keep the power down, but he's got to watch the life of those softs. Menexito already moving to the right and already flashing. He's used up his ERS. DRS open. Menexito very much low on ERS. Now breaking down for Marum. F-Tronic has passed Wumax. Coming round the Anting banking. It was a very early move on the Anting banking. F-Tronic up into 5th. Marum in 4th now. Menexito 3rd. William 2nd. Simon Pez in 1st. Gap 14.8. 2 seconds quicker. Menexito and Marum 3rd and 4th on the leaders. There's 7 laps to go. They could still win this. William is going to be very vulnerable soon. He'll see how close that Alpha Tauri and that Alfa Romeo are getting. Menexito will know how close Marum is getting. He just needs to play it cool, not run too wide. Half a second pretty much now, the gap between these two. Absolute ding-dong battle. Coming through turn 7, 8 and 9. Simple has passed Wumax as well. Wumax having an awful day after his bash with Palang in the opening lap. Let's keep an eye on though. Menexito now 2.3 behind William. He's only half a second ahead of his championship rival. He needs to get a really good exit coming out of the Anting banking. He did slightly get a bit squirmish, but let's see what he can do. He's got a gap of about 0.7. Should be enough at this point. Jumping back, we can see the Alpha Tauri flashing. 1.5 now between William and Menexito. They're taking still about 2 seconds out of the leaders. William is in the pits. He's decided he's not getting to the end on those hard compound tyres. He still could have though. He'll put the softs on. 13.3 now. Menexito behind Checo Perez. We've had a moment with one of the McLarens. It's Mustafa, Han Solo and him having a little bit of a battle now going into turn number 11. 13.3, 13.8. Literally towing each other along. Let's jump on board with Marum. Now breaking down into turn number 6. Just hits a better. Wumax also pitting. F-Tronic comes out. Let's just see what he put on. He put the mediums on, so softs on for William, mediums for F-Tronic. Let's see what Marum and Menexito can do. Coming right to the death is what it'll be. Now down to about 0.4 of a second. Let's see as they come through the banking. Oh, he got a little bit out there again. Marum much closer, and this time he's going to be lining up his attack. And here he goes already, on board with him. ERS flashing for Menexito, who just seems to pull away in the early part of the back straight. Marum can't get close enough even with DRS. So perhaps Menexito running a slightly skinnier setup than the championship leader. Bloodhound has been disqualified, parked in a dangerous location. That could have been, again, he got beached on the curbs. Unlucky for Bloodhound. And look at this, Marum beginning to make his moves in parts of the circuit where you wouldn't necessarily expect. William gets a 3-second time penalty, that's crucial. Mustafa also gets it. Electronic 6 seconds behind William at the moment. We're on board with Marum. 10 seconds now, 5 laps to go. Checo Perez out in front. 10 seconds the gap to second place Menexito. Marum in third. If Menexito could finish second, he would class this as a big success. Marum was third on the grid, he went to first by turn 1. Menexito started on the hards, Marum on the mediums. Menexito pitted before Marum. Marum put the softs on. Menexito the mediums. Again, let's look. He's going to utilise his ERS. He does. He utilises it right on the exit of the banking. But this time, Marum is closer. He's not pulling away as much. Menexito opens the DRS. He's going to look to try and go round the outside. They're both going to brake. He's going to brake slightly later round the outside. He's going to go. He's going to try the switcheroo. Does he have better traction? No, it's the AlphaTauri that gets the better traction. Coming out of that hairpin into turn 16, the final corner. DRS will be wide open. He's going to look to make a move. Surely sweep round the outside. He's surely going to have it done now into turn number 1. Is he going to switch round the outside? Menexito keeps the lead. Oh well, he keeps second. Cyrapez, don't worry, you're still in the lead. But can he hang round the outside? Does Marum? That's the key question here. The AlphaTauri squirming under acceleration. Menexito needs to protect the inside line. Is coming now down into turn 6. Just moves and comes across. Nicely done there. This is protecting this man. Checo Perez, Simon. Out in the lead. 9 seconds the gap. It is going to go down to the wire. Marum taking a slightly different line through 7 and 8 into 9 now. DRS detection zone coming up. 0.3 of a second gap. Let's jump on board with Marum again into turn number 11. He can see that AlphaTauri. He's just getting better traction out of the banking. He's closer again this time. Menexito uses his ERS. But look at the ERS use on Marum. It is less. He's letting it build. He's got the DRS, so he begins to just build himself slightly. Wouldn't surprise me if we seen a last lap battle. Nicely done. But he's coming down the pit straight again. DRS. It's going to be a sweep to the outside. But no, it does get covered off here. But he's going to try and sweep around the outside. Has he got more traction to do? Menexito's just going to gently run him wide slightly, which he's allowed to do, but he's now trying to go around the outside through 3 into 4. He's going to have the traction. The two of them are absolutely going for it. Menexito flashing. Braking now nicely. 8.5 behind Checo Perez in the lead. William in 4th. 11 seconds ahead of Optimus Prime. This is going to the end. Marum takes that different line through 7 and 8. Just gains slightly. Better run now through 9 and 10. Menexito got a worse exit though. And he is going to go first into the banking. But Marum just there as keeps looking. Let's have a look on board the ERS usage. He's going to absolutely floor the ERS. Menexito again pulls out that 0.4 of a second, jumping back to Marum. He's got at least 50% of his ERS still to use. He's being tactful. Let's see what he can do. The two of these are absolutely battle for the ages. Simon Pez is looking likely, as it stands, that he could indeed take the victory. Manexito 6/10 clear as they come across the line. No real other close battles at the moment. Ftronic and Sinful, though, we'll jump to them. Just, we've been monitoring Manexito and Marum. We'll keep an eye out on those two. But Sinful and Ftronic runs really wide coming out of turn number 16. That's going to allow Sinful the opportunity to maybe get a run in with DRS. Coming down the pit straight, remember. Ftronic, no penalties for either one, just Mustafa and William, the 2 times 3 second penalties. Two of these stay nicely done, both on the medium compound tyres. Half a second now between Manexito in second and Marum in third. We'll jump back to that very shortly. Ftronic and Sinful, let's see what they can do as they come down on the run. Out through 4, down into the kink that's 5, and then into the hard braking zone that is turn number 6. No moves being made there. Let's jump back up now. 0.6 of a second the gap. Manexito in second, Marum in third, jumping on board with Marum. Look at the ERS that he's got. He's now deploying that ERS. He's now making those moves. He releases the ERS. He's going to come up to his DRS now. Lap 26 out of 28. 2 to go. And it is getting tasty. Right, Ftronic now. Look from the rear of the Ferrari. Sinful behind him in the Alpine. Let's see what he can do. 0.9 of a second the gap. Sinful should get DRS. We'll jump on board with the Alpine. Keeping a battle. Oh, Manexito and Marum has passed him into turn number 1 and 2. Manexito's trying to keep it around the outside. There is Manexito. He's going to try and push him out slightly. Inside position. And Marum gets his man. Now on the run down to 4 and 5 into 6. This is going to give Manexito the potential DRS. Has Marum made his move slightly earlier than we would have expected? We'll keep an eye. Sinful and Ftronic still battling, coming down the pit straight into turn 1 and 2. Manexito now looking at the back of the Alfa Romeo and thinking, where can I make a move? Half a second the gap is growing slightly. He really needs to be within DRS range so he can have a look to have a move. 0.6. Marum getting the bear traction coming out of the banking every single lap, and he's just, you can see it there, the gap growing. 0.9, 0.8 of a second. Manexito using the ERS, he's going to flip open the DRS. You can see Marum flashing in front of him. They're gaining on Simon every single lap. But here we go, breaking into the hairpin. Nicely close coming. Now, Simon Pez is going to come on to the final lap. He does indeed. 2, 3 more DRS zones. Manexito is there. Let's just jump to Ftronic and Sinful. Battles of plenty coming to the end. We'll keep an eye on Marum and Manexito. Is Sinful going to be able to make a move into the hairpin? It's getting closer. No, he doesn't. Let's jump back to second and third. The battle for first and second in the championship, split by half a second. Wow. Right, we're going to get rid of the leader gaps, and we're going to see this through to the end. Alfa Romeo 1-2 as it stands. It wasn't always this way. Manexito chasing down Marum. Marum's ERS flashing as we go. Manexito needs to stay with him. On board with the AlphaTauri. He's got an opportunity, but he has to be clever. He needs to get a really good run in here through 11 and 12. Not compromise himself too much. He gets us slightly. No, he doesn't. The rear end steps out, and that's going to compromise him even more. And that's surely a sealed second place for Marum. An extraordinary effort's now required on the DRS And the ERS, he's gaining. Is he going to look to make a move? Is he going to, they're going to try into the hairpin. He's going to try and do the old switcheroo, but he doesn't get the traction. The rear just gave up on him. Simon Pez is going to come across the line and take the victory here in China. Maram's going to take second, and Menegzato surely, yes, takes third. William coming down in the half to the hairpin. Wow, that was a battle for the ages. Evtronic and Simple still battling. Let's see, Simple's going to look to have a move. Is he going to try and go down the outside of Evtronic? Yes, he is going to have a look. Is he going to do the good old switch? Oh, he slightly turned in. Evtronic went a bit deep. And then there we go. Evtronic maybe potentially just gave that up in acknowledgement. Simple comes across the line in 5th. Evtronic's going to come across the line in 6th place. Wumax now will take home 7th. We'll track him through. But wow, what a battle for 2nd and 3rd. Simon Pez kept it going. He pitted early and he got through it. William decided he didn't like, and so was Evtronic, didn't quite like those hards for the whole race. But Maram and Menexto had a battle for the ages. Wumax comes home in 7th. Han Solo's going to come across the line in 8th. Followed by the 2 McLarens in 9th and 10th. Let's see what Hans can do. Comes across the line. And comes across the line. Wumax leaves before everyone's finished, so it does end up shown as DNF, but we'll correct that in the standings. Mustafa comes across the line in 9th. Will he lose that to his teammate? Cerebo comes across the line. Yes, he does, I think, just. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That was a superb Chinese Grand Prix, and it had it all. Simple gets driver of the day from the game. If I had to give a driver of the day, and it's a very difficult one. Let's just see what the podium celebration is here. Yes, much better. Last week was just ridiculous. That is a much better podium celebration. Thank you very much for listening to me. Alfa Romeo 1-2. Driver of the day. Oh, Simon Pez for me. Great drive. Pitted early. Took the gamble. Was on pole. Wasn't a pole to flag victory because he lost out to his teammate earlier on in the race. But he will take that. So there we have it, folks. We'll just recap the top 13, Simon Pez takes the win. Fly Maram 2nd, Menexto in 3rd, William in 4th in the Haas, Simple takes 5th, Evtronic, Optimus Prime in 6th, Han Solo is in 7th, but actually Wumax is there just due to the way the lobby exits. Mustafa, then Cerebo, Bloodhound DNF'd, Kiwi DNF'd, and Palang DNF'd. But there we have it, only 3 time penalties in total. Great for a circuit that's got, try remember, no assists. That is the key for all these drivers, no assists. Join us again next Sunday at 5 PM UK time, because there's going to be more battles on track. There's going to be people coming back. There's going to be battles to settle, scores to be made, and we're not even at the halfway round. Season 4 continues next Sunday here on Mad Bull Racing. You've got to join it or you're going to lose out.